Are you interested in learning more about the Fairington community? This is the new master plan community coming to the Nolensville area. I've done a recent video on this, but in today's video, I'm giving you the latest information about the lots being released, when home sales are actually going to start, and if you are looking for a lot with a true backyard, I've got that information too. So stay tuned because that's exactly what we're talking about in today's video. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin Martin and I'm a local Nashville real estate agent, founder of the Caitlin Martin team, powered by Weigert Realtors, the Andrews Group. In today's video, I'm giving you an update on the Fairington community. Now, if this is your first introduction to Fairington, Fairington is a new master planned community coming in Nolensville. Now, if you have heard of the Westhaven community that's located in Franklin, this is being developed by the exact same developer of the Westhaven community. So if you like Westhaven but maybe don't love the location of it for whatever reason, then this is going to be a great community to take a look at because you're going to have that similar style in terms of housing. That's that true eclectic Southern charm. They really focus on front porch living. You will have a village center where you're going to have retail and dining options. They've got walking trails. They've got resort style amenities, a resort style beach entry pool, pickleball courts, tennis courts. There's a lot to love about this community. So I know in my last video, I started to cover the things that you need to know when it comes to Fairington. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be diving into just the latest information of what you need to know. We're going to be talking about which lots are being released first, what to know, whether you can make any design choices. Now, one thing to know, the way that this is very similar to Westhaven is that when it comes to home style, you will have townhomes, you will have back garage alley loading homes, meaning that the garage is in the back of the home, which is going to mean that you'll end up having a side yard versus a true backyard. And then you do have front loading homes, which is going to have that true traditional backyard where the garage is in the front of the home. So we're going to be talking about when those various lots are going to be releasing. So let's go ahead. We're going to dive on in. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to take a look at what you need to know about Fairington. Okay, so again, let's first go over the location really quickly. So as you can see in the broader Nashville location, you can see Fairington is going to be located here. So it is going to be located a bit on the northern side of Nolensville. Now, when it comes to the area, if we zoom in a little bit further, you can see Fairington's located right here. Again, it's very close proximity to things like a Publix, like a Kroger. So even though there's not a grocery store within the community like Westhaven, there is one still really close by, and you're really close to downtown Nolensville as well, which is really charming. And you know, one thing that I like to tell people is, yes, Nolensville has a downtown, and it's not that Civil War style architecture that you're going to get in downtown Franklin, but downtown Nolensville is still really charming. It's far more of that rural farm feel, but it's just really quaint, really cute, and it does have a downtown. And then of course, schools, because obviously that's important. We do know that they do have a future site planned within Fairington for a new elementary school, but in the meantime, it is going to be zoned for Nolensville entry. It is going to be zoned for Nolensville Elementary, Nolensville High School, and Mill Creek Middle. So again, all nice close proximity to the schools. So let's talk about the home. So this is going to be the site plan that they have released for Fairington. So the star here, that's that future elementary school. But as you can see, this is a community that's going to be a total of 755 homes. So if we were to be able to zoom in on this map, you can see, because remember, this community is going to have townhomes, the back alley loading type homes, and then of course the front loading. So you can kind of get an idea of where some of these areas are going to be, but right here is where you're going to have your resort style amenities center. And because of the size of this community, even though this isn't attached to a golf course, this still is going to lend itself to very much being a golf golf cart type community to just be able to get around. So remember, this is where the amenity center is. And so the first style of home that they are going to be releasing is going to be the alley loading home. So this is very similar. You see this a lot in the Westhaven area. Okay, and then we're going to take a look at the amenity center. Again, you have that beach entry. You're going to have a slide tower. You got tennis courts, 4 pickleball courts, fitness center, lawn, event lawn, playground, clubhouse, sport court. You know, one thing to know about Westhaven, and I mentioned this in my Westhaven videos, but they do these porch singer-songwriter nights where different singer-songwriters go out on the various porches throughout the community. They play different style of music, and this is going to be very similar. Plus, they're going to have an event lawn to be able to host community events. So when we look at what are they releasing first, you do have phase 1, which is going to be a mix of that 33 feet to 46 feet, which talks about the width of the lot, and it's going to be the back alley loading type home. So they're projecting that the pricing is going to start around that mid 800,000 range, and this is going to be a short walk to the community center. They're the resort center. So again, this is going to be the first phases of homes that they're going to be releasing. So if you want to take a look, these are some of the floor plans that are included in what they are releasing first. And again, you can see 3-bed, 3.5 bath, around that 2,600 square feet range, 3-car garage, bonus room. So these are going to be their first floor plans. They do have 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, closer to that 3,000 square feet. Okay, now going back and taking a look at this map. So remember that it is going to be that alley load product first. Then later this year, towards the end of 2025, they are going to be releasing front entry homes. So if you start to take a look at this map, you can kind of get an idea of where they're going to be. Those that are closer together are either going to be the alley load product or they're going to be the townhomes. Townhomes, they do not plan to release those until early 2026. So if you're wondering about those, just know that that is still a ways away from being released. But they are going to be looking at the front load homes where they've got the more traditional backyard. So you can kind of get an idea of where these are, just those that back up to trees. And those are going to start around the $1.2 million range. Now, a couple of other things to know. So the product that they are releasing now to the market and what their plans are initially is, you know, you're not going to have the opportunity to pick lot, pick floor plan, any of that. They're going ahead and already picking floor plans for the various lots, and the designers are already picking their finishes. So that there's not that opportunity for customization. Now, could that change down the road? Potentially, we'll see, maybe not. Because even with Westhaven, what we saw was there was that opportunity to pick your lot, pick from a couple floor plans that fit on the lot, pick some designer finishes. All of that was available pre-2020. And then when 2020 hit, in order to keep up with the demand that they were seeing with the new builds within that community, they just had to, in order to not fall super behind, they had to just go ahead and have the designers select everything. And so there's been very few customized options returned to the market in Westhaven. But right now the plan for Fairington is for the designer to pick the floor plan, pick the finishes, but there will be lookbooks available so that you can see what the finishes are that are planned for that house. And so if you're interested in whether it's the back alley loading homes, if you're interested in the front loading with the traditional backyard, or even the townhomes, be sure to reach out to me. A couple of other things to note really quickly. When it comes to new builds, please remember that it's really important to make sure that you have your own representation, because ultimately, even though the builder agents are really nice most of the time, they ultimately work for the builder. So their allegiance is to the builder. So they're not going to necessarily tell you what some pitfalls could be, or they're not going to be, bringing certain things to your attention potentially. That's where having an agent that's been through the new build process, who knows the questions to ask, the things to look out for, how to avoid pitfalls when it comes to the new build process, that's where that comes in handy. I'm really excited about this community. There's a lot of great opportunity, and I think that this is going to be really great for Nolensville. So again, I hope this was helpful. As this community continues to build and develop, I'll continue to to do videos on updating you about just what's coming, but this is the latest update for what is happening in Fairington. Okay, so I hope that was helpful in giving you a better idea of when you can expect these opportunities to release. Couple of things to know: if this community operates anyway in similarity to Westhaven, this is a community that you're going to want to get into, because the Westhaven neighborhood has become one of those that has been so desirable that we've continued to see home values go up and up. And in fact, during the height of our market in 2021 and 2022, you know, in a regular market at any given time, around 100 homes are on the market in Westhaven, but yet the demand became so strong for that kind of community that we saw on average 2 or 3 homes on the market during the peak of our market. And we've watched as home values have continued to go up in Westhaven. Yes, this is in Nolensville, so it's going to be a little bit different. You know, a couple of differences here is this is not going to have a golf course attached to it the way that Westhaven does. So that's one of the big differences. Also, as of right now, they're not planning to have a grocery store inside of the community like Westhaven has a Kroger. However, as you saw on the maps, it is in close proximity to a couple of grocery stores. They're just a few minutes away down Nolensville Road. So you do still have great close proximity there. But, you know, and they do plan to have an elementary school be developed in Fairington, just like they have one in Westhaven. So those are some things to note. But because this is going to be such a unique community within Nolensville, there's nothing else really like it. The demand is most likely going to drive pricing. And then of course, with new builds, when you can get in early, then you just get to watch your equity grow. You get to really watch that appreciation grow. And my prediction with this community is, because it's going to offer so much to the Nolensville area, that this would be a great, not just a place for you to live, because I mean, it's going to have so many amenities right there, but it's also a great potential for your future investments in terms of just the desirability and where we expect home prices to go within this community. So if you're interested in learning more about Fairington, about Nolensville, or new build opportunities within the Williamson County area, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. All of my contact information is below. Again, my name is Caitlin Martin, and I'll see you next time.